Welcome to Deep Thought. The level of delusion is great. And you know what? This is in line with what I talk about a lot, false beliefs and things of that nature. But the delusion, you know what? I don't even know if I want to even call that a false belief. I think it's a person just blatantly lying to themselves. Because it's not the same as a mask, because people actually believe that they are the mask. Their false beliefs, they think that's a natural part of their personality. The delusion is more willful, it's more conscious. It's more like people blatantly lying to themselves because they know if they face the truth, they're not going to like it. They're not going to like what's going on. And I'm going to tell you what, that's great out here. That's great. The more I listen to people and circumstances, what they're doing, and I'm just going to be real, and this is from Rom's perspective, I'll just be looking at them like, are you crazy? And this could be in their lives. It could be what's going on in society. It's like sometimes you can recognize the false belief, but sometimes you can say, okay, come on now. Come on now. You can't tell me you don't see this. Or you can't tell me you've ever seen what you're espousing now. Like when I'm talking with somebody and they trying to convince me of something, I'll say, okay, just show me. Show me. Sometimes when I'm talking about relationships and who ends up with who, I tell people, okay, so where do you go? I want to know. I want to know. Okay, tell me, what's that based on? Like even when I do certain videos and somebody said, well, I don't believe that. At first, my response used to be, okay, well, how come you don't believe it? Please tell me. And then they don't tell me anything. And then I just got out the habit of doing that because I said, you know what? Every single time I ask somebody to tell me why they have a certain position, they don't. They don't. And it's just like, okay, come on now. But I think people really have a fear of really facing life. Because look, I'm gonna just be real, and this is even myself in terms of seeing something, you see in a reality, but you just don't want to believe it. Like I said, delusion is slightly different from false beliefs or a mask. It really is. It's very close though. Trust me, they're very close. And there could be some overlap, but a delusion is when you see something, but you try to say, well, no, that's not it. That's not it. Or this will happen. Because trust me, it's painful when you face the truth. It's painful when you face the reality. And then if you really think about it, if you ask yourself, how come I'm not facing that reality? And then it'll be like, well, maybe I'm not facing this reality because it's bad for business. I'm serious. You could say to yourself, it's bad for business. You could say to yourself, okay, I might get kicked out of the family, or I might not be able to hang out on this job. It could be myriad things. So instead of just to cope, we'll blatantly lie to ourselves. And then sometimes we'll believe the lie. We'll believe our own lies. And I'm going to tell you what, it doesn't work. It's like I did a video one time and I talked about lies being like a house of cards. It falls. You can't maintain a lie. You can't maintain a delusion. Because I'm going to tell you what, you can try to go through life with one. But one of the things I found in life, and one of the reasons I try to live truth, or at least my truth, as much as possible, or at least try to find out the truth. Reason why? Because the truth has a way of smacking you in the face. Something. I'm going to tell you what, I don't care what it has to do with. It could, it could have to do. Let me give you an example that hit me like early. I remember there was a young lady and I had a certain delusion about her behavior and what she felt about me. Seriously, this was when early 20s. I was in my early 20s. And I had a certain idea who the person she was, how she felt about me. you know. And even though there were signs, tons of signs that wasn't the case, but she was fine. She was fine until I got hit with the truth blatantly. I got hit with the truth blatantly. And I laugh about it because it smacked me. But then I looked at it afterwards, after it smacked me. And I said, you know what? She didn't really hide anything. I just refused to see what was there. I was deluding myself as to who she was. But she never really hid it. Shoot, she never hid it at all. But I wanted to delude myself into thinking, oh yeah, this could happen. And that's what it is with people. People don't want to deal with the truth. People don't want to deal with reality. But here's the thing. If you learn how to deal with it, it's easier to go through life. And I constantly say that. That's why stuff like this is a constant theme. It's easier. It's easier. Like big place delusion happens is when people think they can get a certain type of mate. You get women who think they can get that, that rich guy, that millionaire. Men thinking, well, yeah, I can do something to get that dime. And it ain't impossible, but let's be real. Usually when people have great delusions like that, when it's a delusion, they nowhere near that objective, nowhere near it. That's why it's a delusion. And they don't do anything to make it a truth, to bring truth to impossibility. They do nothing. And that's where a lot of people get caught up, because when they get hit with the truth, oh yeah, they ain't pretty. You get smacked with it. But you got so many people out here and on so many, there's some other levels I could talk about, but trust me, there's some things I could say and I'll be deleting a lot of comments. I'll leave that for later. Let's just say in overall society, there's a lot of delusion. Sometimes the delusion is shared on national TV. But truth is truth. A is always A. 1 + 1 always equals 2. People have to deal with it. People have to face reality. I want y'all to really think about that. Really think about that, okay? Because it's so great, and we can't build that way. How you going to build anything and you live in a lie? You purposely live in a lie. It's different from the false belief or even the mask, because you think that's the truth. But when you know this is what's happening, but you don't want to deal with it, how you going to live like that? That's not courageous. Courage is facing the truth even if it hurts. All right? So I want y'all to think on this, and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.